I'm John Shepard, owner of Sheptrans. We focus on rebuilding all-wheel drive transmission, transfer cases, rear differentials. Today we're going to take a look at the Nissan GTR transmission, show you some of the upgrades we can offer for you. Let's go take a look. We're here to talk about the Nissan GR6. It's found in the Nissan GTR. It's a dual clutch transmission. Gets a lot of flack because everybody wants a manual transmission, but basically two manual transmissions. One's running one set of gears, the other's running the other set of gears. So it's free to shift in to the odd set of gears when you're driving in even, and vice versa. You don't have to wait for a gear change. The solenoids will just change your clutch packs. So you have a smooth, seamless power delivery, even under full throttle gear changes. And it's a very sophisticated transmission. One of the weaknesses that is most commonly talked about on the Nissan is the first gear failures. This happens with the early launch control, especially 2009s when it was called LC1. Nissan's later changed the launch control programs to soften up the launch, which has helped drastically in reducing first gear failures. You still find that on very high horsepower cars with wheel hop, you can still damage the first gear and break it. This is an example of the stock first gear, and our upgraded PPG first gear is substantially larger. Zero failures on this gear. While first gear is the most common issue in road race applications, high horsepower applications, we've also had gear failures with the rest of the gears as well. PPG offers a 2 to 6 gear replacement kit, which substantially increases the torque holding capacity by a better tooth profile and better material. Another problem we commonly find is there's a circlip failure. This is what drives the front of the vehicle. This is what drives your front drive shaft. Nissan uses a small circlip on the end of the main shaft to hold the forward gear. The splines are very small towards the end of it, and the splines can break and the circlip will fall off, which allows the forward gear to slide off the shaft, damaging the forward gear and the forward gear output shaft. This is a very costly repair if this were to happen. To eliminate this problem, we use the Datsun forward gear lock. This gear lock is placed into the shaft, and when it's tightened, it actually traps the snap ring in there and eliminates any possibility of the gear walking off the shaft. Another common issue on the GR6 are the gear selector ring teeth breaking off. The gear selector ring slides between the gears and locks it into gear, and this is what transmits the power to the shafts. Example of this are the little teeth in here. The little teeth stop the selector ring and give it proper engagement. This is an early design, and you can see the teeth are all broken off. Nissan later remedied the design in the 2012s and 13s by putting a full-length stop to eliminate any tooth breakage. Since Nissan doesn't offer these parts, we've had these gear selector rings made that have full-length stops to prevent this issue from ever happening again. Another common failure point in the GR6 is the actual piston seals. Piston seals are made out of rubber. They fit into the main drive housing, and the hydraulic pressure when you shift the gear actually pushes the pistons out. Age, fatigue, oil temperature, the bore not being absolutely true can also contribute to a piston seal failure. This is an example of a ripped piston seal. To eliminate this problem, this is what's called the seal for life. This is a total gapless piston ring to eliminate any type of rubber type of seal. To use this type of a gapless seal ring, the central housing needs to be machined and properly fitted to do this. Even with the best internals, wheel hop can lead to case breakage. For this, T1 had designed this case brace to add rigidity to the factory design. To date, we have not seen one failure with the T1 case brace installed. At Sheptrans, we offer 4 different performance builds for the GR6. The first stage, we utilize the stock clutches. The stock clutches are good for around 600 foot-pounds of torque, give or take a little bit. Our stage 2 utilizes the Datsun super stock clutches. The super stock clutches, we're able to get about 650 to 700 foot-pounds of torque with those. The super stock adds an additional disc per clutch. Then we move to the stage 3. The stage 3 also adds an extra disc over top of the stage 2, so you have 8 discs per clutch in the stage 3. You also get the billet drive baskets and the Datsun piston ring seals for life. The drive baskets are important to upgrade road racers and high torque drag racing applications. We commonly see failed drive hubs on the stock application, which is eliminated by the Datsun design, which is a billet design eliminating the welds. After that, we move to the Datsun Pro Max. The Pro Max offers 10 plates for the odd gears and 9 plates for the even gears. In all of our builds, we feature a Datsun internal stainless filter. It's cleanable. You can service this when you're changing your transmission fluid. The OEM filter is not serviceable. You cannot buy this filter, so if it plugs up, you have to switch to an aftermarket design. While failure of the factory fork is rare, it sometimes can happen. We have billet steel forks available now to either prevent or repair a damaged transmission. Another common weak point or problem area on the GR6 is the valve body. The valve body has what's called actuator pistons, sometimes referred to as solenoids. The actuator pistons are controlled by hydraulic fluid, which actually shift the forks back and forth, which shift the gears. Up until 2012, the design of the piston allowed excessive movement inside the fork. After a while, this movement can actually wear the corners off, and if the piston is actually allowed to rotate, it will throw a check engine code and put your transmission in limp in. To eliminate this issue, we have the Datsun Selector shims, which just simply clip over top of it and take up the space. This way the fork fits properly and is not able to rotate. The GR6 is primarily a rear-wheel drive car with a power takeoff to the front wheels. Power takeoff to the front wheels is controlled by the forward clutch. The forward clutch is activated by an electromagnet that activates this ramp and ball system, which clamps the forward plates. Excessive torque can actually split the housing. The solution for this is the billet upgraded forward housing, much thicker, and also offers better cooling for the forward clutch with the fins. We can also increase the torque capacity by using the Datsun forward clutch kit. This will give you more power to the front wheels. I hope I've given you some insight on some of the problems and solutions on the GR6. For more information, please visit us at Sheptrans.com. Thanks. So I want me to start all over?
Yeah, just
Okay.